Welcome back to Things I'll Actually Explain, where I take my most popular social media videos and I tell you what are the things I've actually heard, things I've actually heard while performing magic, and what are the things I exaggerated to make a better video. You'll also hear the inspiration for the video as well as some behind the scenes of the magic, without giving too much away, although I do give away a lot. The video we're talking about today is my second viral video on YouTube, just doing my job. It starts out with Gladys approaching me saying this.
It's a musician.
I cannot tell you how many times people come up to me and say, "How long have you been a musician?" Let's face it, it's pretty easy to get those two words confused. Sometimes my response depends on what mood I'm in. Sometimes I immediately say, "You mean magician," or "magician," like I did in the video, but that was mostly for time. And sometimes if I'm in a silly mood, I'll give them my background about how I'm a singer and the Broadway shows I've done and playing drums since I was a teenager and also playing a little bit of guitar, but that's only if I'm feeling a little feisty and I kind of want to mess with people. When your job is to interact with a lot of people, sometimes you do some things just to entertain yourself. Sorry, not sorry. Sometimes you'll approach a group of people and someone in that group will grab your cards and say, "I know a magic trick," before you do anything. And usually they say, "You may not know this one, but you might. You might know this one." I don't know. Now, I've been a professional magician for 17 years. A lot of that in my life, I didn't even go out of the house or anywhere without a deck of cards in my pocket, or 3, or 4, and I had them in my hand any opportunity I could. Playing, learning, observing. All of those things, learning as many magic tricks as I could possibly accumulate, which means someone showing me a magic trick that they learned a few years ago that they barely remember, the odds of me knowing that, yeah, that's pretty high. I must say it's usually one of 5 tricks. Trick number 1 is where you make 3 columns of cards. You memorize 1 card. Tell me if it's in column A, B, or C. Do that 3 times. Then you put them into flowers with Magician's Equivoque, the process of elimination, down to the one and chosen card. Trick number 2 is usually some kind of force, often a slip force either from the bottom or from the top, like Gladys does from the bottom in the video. Number 3 is a magic trick called the 21 card trick, where you legitimately memorize one of 21 cards. You can shuffle them, then you put them into piles. You have to tell me which pile it's in. That pile goes in the center, then you deal them face down until you go, "Oop, I have a feeling," and that's the chosen card. Number 4 is the glide move trick. Was this your card? I'll put it on the table and put the next one on top of the deck. I'll burn it. Was this your card? I'm gonna put that one on the table and put the next one on top of the deck. He'll never know. Here, hold your hands like this. I'll put the cards in there and I'm gonna smack them. Even though your card wasn't in there, it's the last one in the spectator's hand. And last but not least, key carding, which is memorizing either the top or the bottom card. You have a selection, that goes in there, you give it a cut, and now the card that you've memorized, the key card, is either on top or on bottom of the selection. I would say a good 98% of the time it's one of those 5.
Tell me when to stop.
Please stop.
King of Hearts.
After Gladys shows me her trick, I take the card and I do my effect, because I'm paid to be there and do magic.
Can I see that king, actually?
If you don't know, you should know, it's a gimmicked card. That means it's a special card meant to do special things. This particular one I got from Changing Cards, which is a company based out of England. I really like them. I think they're built different and awesome and really, really fun. They have several different options. I really love this company. I love the way they're built, and I love the effects that I can do with them. However, because I'm dyslexic, I thought that this particular gimmicked card would be built, well, exactly the opposite of how it was built. I thought it would go from the King of Hearts and slowly go to a blank card,
as it completely vanishes.
when in fact it's built completely opposite. It goes from a blank card to slightly faded to a normal King of Hearts. So when I got it, I had 2 options. Either reconstruct the video or try to edit my way out of it. I really wanted Gladys to do her magic trick and me do other things, so I decided to try to edit one little piece, and it worked. This means that part of the video is actually muted on me and it's reversed. The action is completely backwards, which also means I had to do the magic trick backwards so that when the video was backwards, it would play forwards. So when I throw the King of Hearts up in the air and catch it where it's slightly faded, that means that entire section is reversed, which was a pain in the butt to make it look like it wasn't. But also the fact that I did it, I was so proud of myself. Gladys at the end tells me this.
That's just not fair. You're a professional.
And she storms off.
What?
Yes, that actually happened. Somebody legitimately asked me if I knew this trick took my cards before I did anything. They did a magic trick, and then I said, well, I'm being paid to do some magic. May I show you a trick? And because I, in their eyes, one-upped them, they got really mad, said, no fair, you're a professional, and they stormed off. Which is why this is titled, Just Doing My Job. Well, now you know. I hope you learned a little something. I hope that was awesome, and we'll see you next time for another breakdown of a viral video.